God's Holy Arks, Part 2b of Historical Events. And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphnath-Paneah, which means revealer of hidden things, among other meanings. Genesis 41, verse 45. Home of the second Holy Ark. Therefore, let's examine the temple amphitheater, wherein the temple occupied one quadrant. The Solomonic Temple provided a home for God's second Holy Ark for about 400 years. Orientation of the temples within the temple amphitheaters. Now, temples facing east were Herod's temple and Ezekiel's temple, which hasn't been built yet, whereas temples facing west are Solomon's temple and Zerubbabel's temple. The four quadrants within the temple amphitheaters is shown: the north, south, east, and west. At 500 cubits on a side is the temple amphitheater. The cross-section of the temple amphitheater, centered in the Levitical city, is 50 cubits, gates, 50 cubits, 50 cubits, and 50 cubits, from the outside to the inside, and the inside to the outside. In between, there's 100 cubits, and 100 cubits in the center, and 100 cubits on the other side. Total of 500 cubits. So we have the court before the temple, the 50 cubits per gate, and the spaces between equal 100 cubits. The total cross-section equals 500 cubits. Common measures, common pattern. Noah's Ark is apparently the same size as the Levitical city, that is, 2,000 cubits per side. Measures in Genesis 6:15 apparently apply to both the amphitheater, that is, the structure, in the center of the Levitical city, and in Noah's Ark. So Noah's Ark and the three temples were built to a common pattern. Again, you have the 50 cubits per gate and 100 cubits between. The length of Noah's Ark is 300 cubits and breadth 50 cubits. Genesis 6:15 is describing these measures. Understanding the perspective. In Jerusalem, towards the middle of the city, is a stone-walled enclosure, the temple amphitheater, about 500 feet cubits in length, exterior measurement, and 100 cubits in width, interior measurement, with double gates, i.e. two gates measuring from outside the temple amphitheater to inside the central court. This is a quote from Hecatus, the Abderite, writing about 307 BC, as quoted by Josephus, Kant App 122. Again, we have the 500 cubits. The central court is 100 cubits, and the two gates, double gates by Hecatus, from the outside to the inside. Now, these are running north-south because the temples occupied one quadrant of this internal square. The interior and exterior measurements in terms of breadth and width. Okay, the Levitical city is in the center, and in the center of the Levitical city you have the temple amphitheater centered in the Levitical city. The suburb walls, Numbers 35, 4 and 5, 4,000 cubits are shown on the outside. Okay, the gates now of the Levitical city. The Levitical city gates facilitated right-hand traffic. There's 3 sets of gates per side, entrances and exits. So 5Q15 of Qumran writings we have a 35 by 35 cubit outer gate and a 35 by 50 center gate. So the wall being 8 cubits thick. And so a total of 128 cubits per triple gate. 35 plus 10.5 plus 37 plus 10.5 plus 35 measures 128 cubits. Okay, when the Levitical city is built surrounding Ezekiel's temple, there will be 3 triple gates per side for a total of 12 gates or 36 gates.